Okay, Marissa, are we ready to get started here? Okay, great. So thank you everybody for joining the 2022 Direct Effect Innovation Challenge launch. I'm Cassandra Coleman and I am the Executive Director of America250PA. Before we get started today and really dive in, I just want to go over a couple housekeeping items. So as far as the agenda for today, we will be recording this session so we could send it out to those who were not able to join us. We will also ask that everybody please remain on mute. At the end of this session, Marissa, our Director of Projects and Programming, will go into some Q&A, so you could feel free to put that question in the chat or unmute yourself then, but we would just ask that you please remain on mute until then. You can see on the screen today that this is our agenda. There'll be some introductory remarks followed by the theme and challenge announcement by Acting Secretary Eric Hagerty from the Department of Education, some testimonials, and then Marissa again will dive into the details around the 2022 DEIC. So with that, for those who aren't aware, America250PA is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's commission to plan and coordinate all of the programs, projects, and events around the 250th anniversary of the United States, 2026. And we're so excited to be building these partnerships across the Commonwealth. Our main goal is to make 2026 epic as we educate, preserve, innovate, and celebrate. And we hope to engage every Pennsylvanian in every county in these efforts. The Direct Effect Innovation Challenge, we are going into our fourth year today, and we're so excited to have so many of you with us from day one. But also it is just amazing for our team to truly watch the innovative spirit of our Pennsylvania students and to watch these students really develop these concepts and then be able to present them is just something, again, it's amazing to watch. So we are so thrilled to showcase the talent we have right here in the Commonwealth. And again, we love being able to make that connection for these students to our Pennsylvania businesses. We want all of you to stay here and live in Pennsylvania and work in Pennsylvania. So again, we feel that this is a great opportunity to connect you to some of our businesses as well. So some of our direct effect innovation statistics over the years, you could see there on your screen. We're thrilled to have partnerships with over 29 colleges and universities representing 16 of our 67 counties. And we are even more thrilled to say that over 300 students have participated over the last 3 years. We would not be possible without our presenting sponsor for the 2022 Direct Effect Innovation Challenge, which is UGI, and you will hear from Dawn in a little while. And we also want to thank our partners in this effort. ACUP, the Department of Education, PASI, the Commission for Community Colleges, and of course, the United States Postal Service. We are, again, creating partnerships across the Commonwealth in all 67 counties. The organic growth that we've seen over the last year has been amazing, and we look forward to continuing these partnerships and building more over the next 4 years as we lead up to 2026. So with that, I would like to introduce this 2021 Direct Effect Innovation Challenge video recap from last year. I hope you enjoy.
We're so excited to be here today for our 3rd annual Direct Effect Innovation Challenge.
This initiative started in 2019, challenged Pennsylvania students from any Pennsylvania college or university to come up with and design integrated marketing concepts to help America250PA in our awareness efforts.
What I was really excited was to use the skills that I've learned at Point Park, like everything and actually building a campaign. Because I've learned a lot of courses like researching the target audience, researching the objective, and just really coming up with an IMC plan. So then with veterans, I haven't seen any campaigns that are really focused on what they did during the service and then after the service, so how they contributed to PA.
And figuring out what stories we can tell, how we can tell the stories, through what promotional channels we're going to use. And I love how the history all connects together with people that live in Pennsylvania. Everyone has their own story, and that's why I love PA, because everyone comes together as one but has their own separate stories.
So the winning team is Point Park University.
It felt amazing to hear that we got first place just because we put all this work in the last couple weeks, working together, scheduling meetings, knowing that our work paid off in the long run and that we got that medal and the trophy. It felt so good.
Wonderful. And with that, I would like to introduce Don Verminski, who is the Director of Business Development at our presenting sponsor, UGI Utilities. Now in his 32nd year of employment with UGI, Don Verminski is currently the Director of Business Development as well as a spokesperson. In this role, he oversees a team of sales representatives responsible for providing natural gas service to new customers, as well as servicing existing residential, commercial, and industrial natural gas users. Don grew up in Moosic, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Riverside High School. He attended Lehigh University in Bethlehem and graduated with a BS in electrical engineering. Don is on the board of directors for Lackawanna Industrial Fund Enterprises, Scranton-Lackawanna Industrial Building Company, Penn's Northeast, United Way of Wyoming Valley, Leadership Wilkes-Barre, the Greater Wilkes-Barre Chamber of Business and Industry, the Greater Wilkes-Barre Chamber of Commerce, and the Wilkes UIC. He resides in Mountaintop with his wife, Rebecca, and son, Anthony. Don?
Well, let me just make sure I'm off mute. Thank you very much, Cassandra. I appreciate it. And UGI Utilities is proud to once again present the Direct Effect Innovation Challenge for 2022. I was fortunate enough last year to be a judge and just to see the excitement and the quality of the presentations that was put forth at the finals. Not only was it impressive, but you could tell how much fun that the kids had putting forth their projects. So it was really a great time, and I look forward to it again. It's so important to engage the next generation of Pennsylvanians, and the DEIC presents students with the opportunity to launch their program, project, or event as an official America250PA semi-quincentennial signature initiative. The Direct Effect Innovation Challenge also builds lasting connections between students and businesses in Pennsylvania. And it couldn't be more important for Pennsylvania businesses to see the talent that we have stay right here in Pennsylvania. I look forward to sitting on the judges panel again if I could make it. I'm not sure right now, but we'll definitely have a representative from UGI at the state capitol in November, and we look forward to seeing the new designs and projects for the coming year. So again, thank you on behalf of UGI. We're proud to be a sponsor.
Thank you so much, Don, and thank you for your generous support. It's now my honor to introduce Margaret Pepe, who's the Executive Director of Product Management for the United States Postal Service. Margaret Pepe was named Executive Director of Project Management in March of 2021. She's a direct report to the Vice President of Product Solutions, and the Chief Customer and Marketing Officer Organization at USPS headquarters. Margaret's team is focused on strengthening the value of mail, enabling innovation to adapt to changing marketplace needs. Margaret has extensive experience in marketing and customer service, and she has held leadership positions at the district, area, and national level that included manager, stamped products and exhibitions, and manager customer outreach. In 1993, Margaret joined the Postal Service as a distribution window clerk at the Ravenna, New York Post Office. She's a graduate of USPS Executive Foundations and Advanced Leadership Programs, and she is a certified Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. With that, I introduce Margaret Pepe.
Thank you, Cassandra. And on behalf of everyone at the Postal Service, we're so excited to be back here to help kick off the 4th edition of America250PA Innovation Challenge. And we are so proud of how durable this relationship and this competition has proven to be. These innovation challenges keep on rolling thanks to the energy and the persistence of the Pennsylvania students, the faculty members, and everyone who brings these events to life. And we are grateful for the opportunity to help educate our participants about the effectiveness of combining digital and marketing mail with the power of the modern mail marketing mix. And together, we can help move communities and whole states and do that and achieve wonderful things. So we're really excited to watch the students, the creativity come to life, and we cannot wait to see the campaigns that this year's competitors generate in response to the 2022 challenge. So thank you and good luck to all of our participating schools, the faculty, and the students. Looking forward to see the outcome. Thank you, Cassandra.
Thanks, Margaret, and thanks for your continued support. I'd now like to introduce Michael Koren, who is our chair of the America250PA Education and Innovation Subcommittee. Michael serves as general counsel and is a member of the 3-person executive committee for the firm. He concentrates his practice in the area of commercial litigation with particular emphasis in corporate and securities litigation, post-acquisition disputes, intellectual property litigation, lender liability, and business torts. He represents numerous regional and national businesses in litigation matters in federal and state courts. He also has significant experience in litigation and civil investigations initiated by such entities as the U.S. Department of Justice, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, and state agencies, as well as self-regulatory organizations. As I mentioned, Michael also serves as the chairman of America250PA's Education and Innovation Subcommittee, and we're thrilled to have him here today leading the effort. Michael? You might be on mute.
Thank you, Cassandra, and hello, everyone. The mission of the Education Subcommittee is to have an impact through programming and events on students of all ages in Pennsylvania, from kindergarten all the way through college. I participated as a judge in the DEIC finals last year, and it was a fantastic experience. I just want to mention some of the benefits of participating in the DEIC challenge. For the winning team, America250PA will launch a scaled version of the winning concept. The commission offers internships and sometimes paying positions to students who participated in the DEIC. Participating in the program gives everyone an opportunity to connect with business leaders and industry leaders in Pennsylvania, and an opportunity to inspire change for students and communities throughout the Commonwealth. So thank you to everyone who's going to participate this year. Now it's my honor to introduce Pennsylvania Department of Education Acting Secretary Eric Hagerty. Eric is a passionate advocate for education in the Commonwealth. He has championed some of the most critical initiatives benefiting Pennsylvania's teachers and learners over the past decade, including the development of the framework for schools to safely resume instruction following the onset of COVID-19. Previously, he served as Deputy Chief of Staff to Governor Tom Wolf, and prior to that, as Chief of Staff at the Department of Community and Economic Development, where he administered a department with over 300 employees and nearly $5 billion in state and federal grant, loan, tax credit, and bond financing programs. Eric received a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Economics from the University of Washington, Seattle. Welcome, Secretary Hagerty.
Thank you so much for that very kind introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today with you to celebrate the partnership we've formed with America250PA. As someone who really enjoys geeking out about American history and reflecting upon the lessons we've learned as a nation over the course of 2.5 centuries, I'm excited about the opportunities that America250PA can offer to Pennsylvanians. Pennsylvania, of course, was founded on the principles of inclusion and belonging, and now more than ever, we must look to our past to inform our future. As we endeavor to build a more perfect union in the next 250 years, our K-12 and post-secondary institutions will, of course, play a critical role. Often, students leave high school with an understanding of events in our history, but it's not until they enter college that they investigate the why behind those events. The 4 years spent at college or university really help inform our understanding of our history and shape our perspectives moving forward. So I encourage Pennsylvania's post-secondary institutions to embrace this learning opportunity with America250PA, and I'm thankful to those allowing their students to become a part of history. I'm really excited to announce the 2022 Direct Effect Innovation Challenge. Lead PA, the future is youth. The 2022 challenge reminds us that the future of Pennsylvania is in your hands as young leaders. America250 PA challenges teams of students from across PA to design and pitch an original program, project, or event and an integrated marketing campaign that empowers youth and inspires the next generation of Pennsylvania leaders. As young leaders and students, how does your team propose America250 PA empower you and your peers to become future leaders who promote a better Pennsylvania for all? Remember that leadership takes many forms. There's no one definition of a leader, and oftentimes that definition is really personal. So as you approach this challenge, I encourage you to reflect on how you define leadership and how will your campaign inspire the next generation of Pennsylvania innovators. The history of our Commonwealth was formed by bold individuals who took chances, who led with integrity and inspired confidence in others. The students of today will be the leaders of tomorrow, the bold thinkers, the doers, and the dreamers. One day, future learners will read about you in their history books. So I encourage you to embrace this challenge and envision how you fit into our Commonwealth's future. Thank you again for allowing me to join you today. And with that, I'll turn things over to Bree, America250 PA's communications coordinator. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Secretary Hagerty, and thank you everyone today for joining us. Again, my name is Bree Barron, and I'm the communications coordinator at America250 PA. And the DEIC is personally one of my favorite programs that we offer, considering that I was a student participant in the 2019 DEIC. And really, I know firsthand how impactful this challenge could be. One of the things that I like to share is that despite our team not winning first place in 2019, there were so many amazing opportunities that came up in the process that ultimately led me to working full-time with America250 PA. So I just encourage all of this year's students to really take advantage of the networking opportunities that come up and really have fun with this process. You're going to be working with multiple students of different disciplines, and there's so many great opportunities that come up. So have fun with it. But with that said, I would love to introduce Diananavarata, who was a student participant in last year's DEIC on the winning team. Diana is a senior at Point Park University, majoring in public relations and advertising, and her interest in challenging herself and learning new things led her to participating in the DEIC. So Diana, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Bree. Hi, everyone. Like Bree said, my name is Diananavarata, and I'm a senior public relations and advertising major at Point Park University. I'm excited to be here virtually with you all. And to start, I just wanted to say that when I did the 2021 Direct Effect Innovation Challenge, otherwise known as the DEIC, I didn't know what to expect. I briefly heard about the challenge, like Bree, I know Bree did it the year before, or a couple of years before, and then, so I was interested to try it. And then even my fellow team members, they were new, they were strangers for me. But then the nice thing about this challenge is that it unites students and it entices us to use our different qualities, our different characteristics to brainstorm, to develop, and to finally present our final projects. We are challenged to use what we have learned in school and what we know and apply everything to creating a potentially successful integrated marketing campaign and initiative with hopes of winning this challenge, and that America250 PA adopts it as their own project. In the DEIC challenge, all Pennsylvania post-secondary institutions are welcome to participate. Even if you don't have knowledge or if you haven't heard about this challenge before, America250 PA provides everything you need to know with easy to follow guidelines and templates that are very easy and very helpful throughout the process. As I said in the beginning, I had no idea what to expect. So having these in handy was very helpful. And even if you don't make it to the final round, the whole experience is very educational and you learn something along the way. And best of all is at the end of the challenge, students are offered, well, selected students are offered an internship opportunity to work with America250 PA, as I was their project and programming intern last semester. And I learned a variety of different tasks, how to use Google Workspace. And then it helped me actually get my summer internship with Appleseed Events in Valencia. So this, with everything that goes into this campaign and into your project, it is really a great portfolio piece. It helps you make your resume stand out. It can help you with future job interviews, with future internship interviews. So I highly recommend all to participate in the DEIC challenge. And I will assure you that the results will surprise, will be a great experience to add to your resume portfolio, and future job or internship interviews. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Diana. And I believe from here, we'll turn it over to our Director of Projects and Programming, Marissa Gioffi.
Thank you so much, Bree, and thank you to everyone who's joining us here today. Before I jump into kind of a deep dive on the 2022 Direct Effect Innovation Challenge, I just want to say a few thank yous. So first, I want to thank our staff who's here today, our Executive Director, Cassandra Coleman, our Director of Development, Therese Casey, our Director of Partnerships and Engagement, Jacqueline Victor, our Communications Coordinator, Bree Barron, as well as our part-time and interns team this semester, Anthony Carigliano, Paige Bowermaster, and Kira Helma. This team has been working really hard to make this DEIC a success, and we're really excited to partner with all of you moving forward. We also want to again thank Don Berminski and UGI Utilities for making this possible, for coming on as our presenting sponsor for a second year in a row. And we'd like to thank our educational partners as well as our impactful speakers today, Diana, Don, Margaret, Commissioner Koren, and Acting Secretary Hagerty. I also want to say a heartfelt thank you to all of our educators who are in the room today. We know that you all are working endlessly to empower tomorrow's leaders, and we're really grateful to have you. Thank you to our students in attendance and all of our supportive community members on the call today. The DEIC would not be possible without every single one of you that are present today. So moving on to kind of about our DEIC, I'm going to spend the rest of our time in the Zoom today going over the 2022 challenge, the timeline, and participation details. At the end of this deep dive into this year's challenge, I'll open the floor to the audience to ask any questions that you have. You're also more than welcome, if you're afraid you're going to forget questions or just want to ask in the moment, you're more than welcome to drop questions in the chat throughout this presentation, or you can ask them aloud during the Q&A session. Any questions that my team can't answer in the chat during the presentation, Jacqueline will read them aloud during our Q&A session. So about the DEIC, on the next slide, you'll see this is our lead PA challenge. So as some of you may or may not know already, the DEIC is a three-round marketing challenge that provides teams of students from post-secondary institutions across the Commonwealth with a really unique opportunity to design and launch original projects, programs, and events, as well as integrated marketing campaigns for the America250PA Commission. As Secretary Hagerty announced, our 2022 theme, we're so excited, is Lead PA, the future is youth. So this challenge, as he kindly announced, is going to challenge student teams to design and pitch an original program, project, or event, or as we say, PPE. You'll hear me refer to programs, projects, and events as PPEs for the rest of this presentation. We challenge these teams to design these original PPEs and integrated marketing campaigns that empower youth and inspire the next generation of Pennsylvania leaders. Of course, keeping in mind, we challenge you to keep in mind that leaders can be found in nearly every industry and every walk of life. So definitely keep that in mind as you're trying to design your program to inspire the next generation of leaders. So that's a little bit about the theme. And I'd like to, what you're seeing now is just kind of the first page of our theme sheet, which you can also find online. Thanks, Bree. So I just want to go over the requirements really quickly, and then we're going to go into, some of the details about the timeline. So other than, that general theme, your PPE, as I said, needs to be original. So a good first step would be for interested students and schools to go onto our website, America250PA.org, and take a look at our current project programs and events. Identify where you think there's an additional need, what else you want to see us doing, and how you personally would like to see our commission empower the next generation of Pennsylvania leaders in 2026. Really important to know, you have a budget of $100,000 to plan, build, and implement your project, program, or event and integrated marketing campaign. And though your budget is $100,000, you will need to build a PPE that is free of cost to your participants. Your project, program, or event like all of America250PA's current signature initiatives, needs to have a statewide impact, and you should be aiming to reach and engage young Pennsylvanians from across the Commonwealth. Your PPE should not have a participation cap, pretty much meaning that any eligible leader that wants to participate should. When I say eligible, I'm referring to the target audience that you as a team sets personally. So we are allowing teams to select their own target audience or youth focus group. So for instance, you might choose to build a project, program, or event for a certain age range, specific grade level, or some other relevant social affiliation or demographic. For whichever target group you choose, there should be no participation cap on who can participate within those parameters or focus group or age range that you have set as a team. So moving on to the timeline, we hope you're all really excited about this theme. As I mentioned, this is a 3-round competition. So let's take a look at this timeline. The DEIC officially begins today. Welcome everyone to officially to the 2022 DEIC. It begins with our virtual launch today and concludes with our final competition, which will be held on Friday, November 18th this year at the state capitol in Harrisburg. I'll go briefly over the 3 rounds now, and then I'll go into greater detail on round 1 shortly after. So during round 1, teams of up to 4 students will use the provided concept sheet template to construct a concept sheet telling your school and America250PA your basic project, program, or event plan, as well as your basic idea for your marketing campaign. The major goal of round 1 is to brainstorm, research, and record the basics. So you should be asking questions like, what will you need to meet your goal? What needs do you see in Pennsylvania right now? How will your PPE inspire young Pennsylvanians to become leaders? How can I do this for $100,000 is a crucial question. And, also asking yourself about what research supports your claim, or what research you find that supports, certain needs in Pennsylvania. You don't need to construct your full presentation until round 2. So really take the time during round 1 to do your research and to start your planning and start to dive into your ideas and plan for your budget. So on to round 2, 1 team of 4 students from each participating post-secondary institution will advance to round 2 to represent their school. So whereas there can be an unlimited number of students and teams that participate in round 1, which is held at the discretion of each individual participating institution, round 2 will consist of just 1 team of 4 students maximum that will represent their school in round 2. So during round 2, we'll ask teams to use the provided round 2 materials to construct and record a 6-minute video of their presentation and pitch. This video needs to be submitted by October 20th, along with the additional required round 2 materials, which again, you can see listed in the round 2 guideline sheet, which is on our America250PA DEIC webpage. Once you submit your presentations, this 6-minute recording will be judged and scored by our virtual round 2 judging panel. And from there, one of the round 2, like you'll see, so as you're preparing for round 2, it's important to look at these, again, these provided materials on our website, including our planning sheet, which outlines every single requirement that you will need to incorporate in your presentation video. And these are also the factors that will be present on the judging rubric that the judges will be using to score your round 2 presentation. At the end of our round 2 virtual judging panel, the judges will watch all of the videos and they'll select based off of the rubric scores. They'll select 5 teams to advance to finals, again, which will be November 18th in Harrisburg. In the time between rounds 2 and 3, finalists should really spend that time perfecting their pitch, completing any necessary additional materials, and finalizing their budgets for sure. Since I just covered most of the dates on the deadline, I won't spend too much time on the timeline, but you can view our timeline very briefly here And you can also find our timeline document online. So for our participating teams, I highly, highly recommend that you take some time to familiarize yourself with our timeline. It also would not be a bad idea to add these dates to your school or personal calendar so that you can make sure you meet all of the necessary deadlines. So at this point, you might be asking, what's the end result? So by the end of the challenge, what we're looking for primarily is one winning concept to implement as one of our semi-quincentennial programs, projects, or events, as Commissioner Koren mentioned earlier. We often offer internships to our students on the winning teams who might be interested in joining our team to help construct and launch a scaled version of the winning PPE and marketing campaign. And we're so fortunate to have brought on past DEIC participants on board, including Bree, our communications coordinator, full-time. We were able to bring on two participants from last year's DEIC part-time and as an intern, Diana, who you heard from today, and Paige, who is one of our part-time graphic designers. And as you heard from Diana, this is not an opportunity that you want to pass up. So we hope that you'll join us as Pennsylvania leads the nation semi-quincentennial efforts, and we hope that you'll help us to make 2026 the biggest and most inclusive celebration in American history. So how do you get started? Most of you on the call today, I think I recognize some names of professors or students or faculty or staff who have already signed up for the DEIC. So the first step is just that, finding your faculty or staff mentor. This can be anyone on campus, any faculty or staff member on campus who is willing to lend a helping hand to teams. When you register online, which is our next step on our Innovation Challenge website, you can register just once per team. So each individual team, if you have multiple teams competing at the campus round level, you do not have to register individually. You can just register, the school itself just has to register once. Once you register, it's going to be really important to go onto our website and look through our guidelines and requirements, which are laid out per round on our website. And optional but encouraged, we definitely encourage each of you, students and faculty and staff, to set up a meeting with our team. Whereas I can't weigh in on, my ideas or thoughts about your concept or your ideas. I'm more than happy to answer any questions, go over timeline, or talk through logistics with any students or faculty members, either, after this, in weeks to come, and throughout the process, even leading up to finals. So I know I just threw a ton of information at you. So to recap, round one is your research and basic planning stage. And during this time, you should use the provided resources to construct a 1 to 2 page outline for your PPE and marketing campaign. Here on this slide, you'll see the first page of our concept sheet outline, and this can be found online, but everything is going to be very clearly laid out for you. And to recap on rounds 2 and 3, whereas again, round 1 will be your research and planning phase, rounds 2 and 3 will be the time to build and pitch your presentation. So during rounds 2 and 3, you're going to focus a lot more on the timeline, the programmatic details, the budget, and the implementation of your program, project, or event, as well as your integrated marketing campaign. So during this time, we also encourage you to reach out and share your ideas with local businesses, elected officials, industry leaders, and other community partners and leaders. If you can work with and convince these folks to first, you should have no problem convincing our judges that your PPE is going to work and is going to impact Pennsylvania. So to definitely involve your community and never stop asking those little questions that are going to have a big impact. I know I keep saying everything's on the website, but if you're still at this point wondering where you can find these materials that I've referenced, definitely visit America250PA.org/innovation challenge. And these all of the resources are there broken up per challenge round. And at the beginning of every single round, so the beginning of round 1, beginning of round 2, and beginning of round 3, I will email out all of the resources as well. So you definitely do not have to worry. I'm a former educator myself, middle school specifically. I'm all about the details and the instruction sheets, so you will not feel lost. And if you do, I definitely encourage you to reach out with additional questions. So next, we're just going to take a quick look at what you'll see when you go on to America250PA/Innovation Challenge. So this is our 2022 DEIC Action Center. As you can see, again, it's split up into rounds. So that top section, you'll see general materials, and then all of the resources that you'll need to use and or hand in for each of the following rounds will be listed there. You're going to see coming soon on a lot of these materials, and that's because we did not want to leak the theme before Secretary Hagerty was able to announce it. So a lot of these materials that say coming soon of them contain information about the theme. So we wanted to wait until that was announced officially. And you can expect as early as tomorrow morning that most of these resources will be uploaded here. And we definitely encourage you, if there's anyone from your school or students that want to participate that weren't able to make the launch today, they'll be able to click right onto our website in this general materials section to watch this launch recording. Each box, again, you'll see the materials that you need. The only materials that you won't see uploaded within the next couple of weeks are the round 3 materials. Those will get uploaded closer to round 3. And just a quick note on the website too, before we move on. Our website is migrating this month. Bree, our communications coordinator, has been working diligently to migrate our website. And that's going to be happening in the next few weeks. So if you go onto our website today and see it looking like this, and you log on again in another week or so and it looks different, it's going to be all of the same information. You'll have access to all of the same materials. But if you notice just a slightly different look on the DEIC page, it is because we have successfully and finally moved to our new site. And if you have any issues navigating either of those websites, please reach out to our team and we'll be more than happy to guide you through and make sure you know what materials you need. Again, Commissioner Koren spoke a little bit about the benefits of participation, many of which are listed here, many of which are not listed here. We could have 5 pages easily on the benefits of the DEIC. So before we move into the Q&A, I just wanted to give you a moment to kind of look over these benefits and let you know that, especially as a former educator myself, I know how important it is to connect our classrooms with our communities. And our teachers, again, they work so hard to provide this type of opportunity to their students every day. And our students work so hard to utilize and to find these opportunities. And here at America250PA, through the DEIC, in partnership with our amazing partners, we hope to aid in this great work that our students and teachers across the Commonwealth are already doing. And Diana, who you just heard from a few minutes ago, again, among other DEIC participants, will be able to forever tell her descendants about how she became a part of history and how she left a lasting legacy ahead of the semi-quincentennial in 2026. So again, thank you all so much. And we're going to now move into the Q&A. We're going to stop sharing our screen here so we can all see each other. We're so excited again to have a number of you. We want to thank all of you. And if you have questions, please either drop them in the chat for our staff to read and answer, or you can use the raise hand feature on your Zoom to let us know that you would like to unmute and ask a question aloud. And someone from our staff will call on you to ask your question aloud. If we don't have the opportunity, I think we have a good chunk of time left here today. But if we don't have the opportunity to answer any questions, or if we don't have the opportunity to get to all of the questions before the end of our time here today, I welcome anyone to email your questions to me. Feel free to call me at any time. My phone number is on the DEIC website. It's also on my email signature if you already have been contacting me. Or if you have questions specific to your individual school or institution, You're also more than welcome to stay on this Zoom and ask questions after we end the session and recording. So at that, let's thank you again to everyone who's here today, and let's start answering those questions. First, I'll see, Jacqueline, do we have any in the chat first?
Right now, we do not have any questions in the chat.
All right, then if there are no questions in the chat, are there any questions that we have from participants in the Zoom today? I'd also like to, while we're waiting for some questions too, I'd also like to acknowledge our community members that we have on the call today. I know we have some, aside from our speakers and our students and educators on the call, I know we have some community members from our commission or from other partnering organizations on the call. If any of you would like to connect us with schools, or really anyone on the call, we want to involve as many Pennsylvania post-secondary institutions as possible. So again, that's community college, that's four-year institution, that's any college or university, as well as post-secondary trade school or vocational schools. We want to involve every single school across the Commonwealth. So if you have any connections, we would love for you to personally connect us to your Pennsylvania alma maters or any schools that you have affiliations with, so that we can provide this great opportunity to as many Pennsylvania students as possible. I see a question in here, if we've worked with Philly schools in the area. So we did not actually have, I think we have had a couple of Philly institutions participate in 2019 and 2020. We did not have any Philly universities. I think the closest one was Rosemont last year, but I know that's not quite on the Philly border. We did not have any Philly schools last year, but we would love to have some Philly schools and schools from every, city, town, county this year. So if you have any Philly schools you want to get involved, we would love to see them. I know there's someone on here from my alma mater, St. Joe's, that I've been trying to get them to participate. So we'd love all of the schools. And I'll make a last call for questions here.
I just wanted to add, Marissa, you did a great job at explaining kind of the process and all of that. But I think another thing that we've noticed is sometimes schools have a lot of questions in terms of, how it'll work, what the students are expected to do. And as you alluded to, you're very much open to having those one-on-one conversations and making sure that if they do need additional help along the way, that we're all available here to help too.
Thank you so much. And I see some questions in the chat too. So I see a question in the chat from Rosemont College saying that the theme seems a little vague and they would like to know if there are any ideas around what kind of leadership concepts might be examples. So that's a great question. I would definitely recommend first and foremost going on to the DEIC site. We just did, we just scratched the surface here. So especially if you look at the theme sheet and our concept template, that lists out, bullet point by bullet point, what exactly we're looking for. As far as what leadership means, we've intentionally left that part of it vague. So we want to challenge students across the Commonwealth to tell us what being a leader means to them. So some people might define leaders as elected officials, other might define leaders as, folks who are, heading our grocery stores and our schools. So we don't want to tell any of our students what leaders are. There are leaders in every single community. So we just want to make sure that we leave that open-ended and that we're giving the opportunity for students to show us how they want to lead Pennsylvania. And then I think I'm seeing one more question here. Is the budget amount an estimate of what it would cost to produce the actual project? Yes, don't spend any money. I'm seeing you ask if you should spend money. Don't spend any money you're just giving us the ideas and the breakdown of how you would spend the money if you were going to. So we unfortunately this time don't actually have a budget to give to all of the participants to launch all of their projects. So when we say your budget is $100,000, what we're looking for is for students to provide a line by line budget telling us if we were to choose to implement their specific project, how would we be able to do that? What could they do within $100,000? And you'll see this on the website as well, but there'll actually be two different budget proposals we'll ask schools for round 2 to submit a budget, a program, project, or event that follows that $100,000 budget. And then for round 3, we'll actually ask students again to submit 2 budgets. So that first budget again of $100,000, and then we'll ask them again to present a second budget of how they could scale it down based off of, what sponsor, how much we'll have in sponsorship money to actually implement the winning project. And again, all of that will be very clearly outlined. I'll send all of that information out, and you'll also find it on the website too. And I'm not, does anyone else see any questions in the chat I might have missed? Thank you, Diana, so much for your additional testimony as well. Great. All right. So I think if we don't have any more questions, we're going to end a few minutes early here. Again, we wanted to thank you all for being here. And Cassandra, I don't know if you have any closing words that you'd like to provide.
No, thank you, Marissa, for the amazing deep dive. And I encourage everybody on the call to sign up. I also encourage you to connect us with your contacts at colleges and universities so that we have a large showing this year, geographic diversity amongst the participants as well. And I just encourage all of you to join us and become a part of history. So thank you so much for being here, for your time. And we are going to end the session now. So have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everyone.